Something is shifting in your spirit right now. You tried to move on. You told yourself it was over. You even prayed for the strength to forget them, but somehow they keep coming back to your mind, not randomly, not emotionally, but deeply, quietly, consistently. And today, this message is not a coincidence. It is confirmation. Because God is not the author of confusion, and when He keeps placing the same person on your heart, there is purpose behind it. Isaiah 30:21 says, "Your ears will hear a voice behind you saying, 'This is the way, walk in it.'" Right now, that voice is guiding you, not back into pain, but into alignment. So before we go any further, I want you to do something simple but powerful. Comment the word align, not for me, but as a sign between you and God that you are ready to follow His direction, even when it doesn't fully make sense yet. And if this message is already speaking to your spirit, subscribe right now. Make this your space for clarity. Make this your place for confirmation. Because what God is about to reveal to you, you need to stay connected for it. Now listen carefully, because this is where many people get it wrong. Just because something ended does not mean it was finished. There is a difference. Some relationships end because of timing, not because of purpose. Ecclesiastes 3:11 says, "He has made everything beautiful in its time." Not your time, not their time, His time. And sometimes what feels like separation is actually preparation. God removes both of you from each other, not to destroy the connection, but to refine it, to work on you, to work on them, to remove the immaturity, to strip away the distractions, to break the patterns that would have destroyed the relationship if it continued too early. You thought it was rejection, but it was protection. You thought it was the end, but it was a pause. Because God saw what you could not see. He knew that if you both stayed the way you were, you would hurt each other. So He stepped in, quietly, firmly, lovingly, and separated you. But here is the part nobody talks about. When God is the one who separates, He is also the only one who can restore. And when He begins to bring someone back into your spirit consistently, it is not to confuse you, it is to prepare you again. That sudden thought you had about them, that dream that felt too real, that unexplainable peace when their name crosses your mind, that is not weakness, that is not you going backward, that is spiritual awareness. Philippians 1:6 says, "He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion." Completion, not abandonment, not confusion, completion. Which means if God started something between you and that person, He has the power to finish it, but only if both of you are aligned with Him. That is why this season feels different. You are not thinking about them the same way anymore. There is less anxiety, less desperation, more peace, more clarity, more understanding. That is growth. That is evidence that God has been working on you. And if He has been working on you like this, what do you think He has been doing in their life? You are not the only one in the process. God does not prepare one and ignore the other. He works on both sides, in ways you may never fully see, in moments you were not present for, in prayers they whispered when nobody was around. So now as He begins to reconnect this in your spirit, you feel it, not as obsession, but as confirmation, not as confusion, but as direction. And that is why you cannot ignore this message, because deep down, you already know this is not random, this is not emotional, this is intentional. God is not bringing confusion back into your life, He is bringing clarity. But clarity requires trust, and right now, He is asking you to trust Him again. Not your feelings, not your fears, Him. Proverbs 3:5 says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding," because your understanding will tell you it's over. Your understanding will remind you of the past. Your understanding will make you doubt what God is rebuilding. But God is saying, look again, not with your eyes, but with your spirit, because what He is doing now is different. This time it is not rushed. This time it is not forced. This time it is aligned. And if you can stay patient in this moment, if you can stay surrendered, if you can stay open to His leading, you are about to see why God never allowed you to let go. Now this is where it becomes real. Because it is one thing to feel that God is bringing someone back. It is another thing to understand why. God does not restore relationships just to repeat old cycles. He restores with intention, with purpose, with transformation. If the same two people come back together without change, the ending will be the same. But when God is involved, He does not bring back the old version of you. He brings back a renewed version, a refined version, a prepared version. Ezekiel 36:26 says, "I will give you a new heart and put a new spirit within you." That means something inside you has already shifted. You are not who you used to be. Your standards are different now. Your patience is different now. Your discernment is sharper now. You see things you ignored before. You feel peace where you once felt pressure. That is not by accident. That is God preparing you for something that must be sustained this time. And the same process is happening on the other side. Even if you have not seen it yet, even if there has been silence, even if there has been distance, God works in silence more than He works in noise. Isaiah 48:10 says, "I have refined you, though not as silver, I have tested you in the furnace of affliction." That season you went through without them, that loneliness, that confusion, that waiting, it was not wasted. It was refining you, teaching you how to stand without depending on another person, teaching you how to hear God clearly, teaching you how to choose peace over pressure. So now if God reconnects this, it will not be out of need. It will be out of purpose. And there is a difference. Because need creates attachment, but purpose creates alignment. That is why you feel calmer now. You are not chasing, you are not forcing, you are not trying to control the outcome. You are watching, you are discerning, you are trusting. And that is exactly where God needs you to be. Because when the moment comes, it will not feel chaotic. It will feel clear. 1 Corinthians 14:33 says, "God is not the author of confusion, but of peace." So if this connection returns with confusion, pressure, or anxiety, that is not God's restoration. But if it comes with clarity, with peace, with mutual understanding, then you will recognize it immediately. And here is something you must hold on to. God will never bring someone back into your life to distract you from your purpose. They will align with it, they will support it, they will respect it, and you will not have to fight to be understood. You will not have to beg for consistency. You will not have to shrink yourself to keep them. Because when something is from God, it carries His nature, it carries His peace, it carries His order. That is how you will know, not by words alone, but by fruit. Matthew 7:16 says, "You will know them by their fruits." So watch the actions, watch the consistency, watch the growth, not just in them, but in yourself. Because this is not just about them coming back. This is about you being ready to receive what God is restoring. And readiness is everything. If God restores something before you are ready, you will mishandle it. But if He waits until both of you are prepared, the foundation becomes stronger, the connection becomes deeper, the relationship becomes lasting. That is why the delay happened, not to deny you, but to prepare you. And now you are closer than you think. So do not let doubt enter at the final stage. Do not let fear talk you out of what God is aligning. Do not go back to old thinking. Stay grounded, stay prayerful, stay aware. Because God is not just bringing someone back, He is restoring something that has purpose attached to it, something that will grow, something that will last, something that will glorify Him. And when it happens, you will look back and understand why it had to happen this way, why the separation was necessary, why the timing had to change, why you had to grow. Because God was not delaying you, He was developing you. So now stay ready, stay open, stay aligned, and trust what God is doing, even when you can't see every step yet. Now, if this message spoke directly to your spirit, I want you to respond. Comment the word restored. Let it be your declaration that you trust God's process, even in the waiting. Subscribe right now and stay connected, because messages like this are not random. They are timely, they are specific, they are meant to guide you in seasons like this. Like this video and share it with someone who has been questioning if God can truly bring love back into their life. And if you need more confirmation after this, go to the playlist in the description box below. There are messages there that will continue to guide you step by step.